dump divers in the WNBA have managed to find another way to be the ultimate victim. These professional complainers, they have managed to find another way to be upset about something. They want you to know they're real mad. I swear, you can't make this up. Sometimes they just make it too easy for me. There's this old saying, the truth shall come to the light. There is no hiding the truth. Now sure, you can disguise it for a little while. You can put a little polish on that turd, maybe sweeten it up with a little bit of glaze, make it look real appetizing like Brian Stelter's specialty, the Tang Wang. But it doesn't matter how well you disguise it. It doesn't matter how shiny it looks from all the added wax. Not even Daniel-san can wax away the truth. The truth always has a way of coming to the light. Over the last several years, we have been exposed to an abundance of virtue signaling when it comes to the WNBA dump. The wanker spankers have been working overtime to polish this gigantic turd. Anytime the media talks about the WNBA, there are no facts given. They don't talk about the huge embarrassing failures of this league's almost 30-year existence. It is nothing but myths. It's always lies and propaganda. These dump divers are elite athletes. This is NBA level trashketball. What the WNBA offers cannot be seen anywhere else. I've never seen Zion Williamson properly apply preparation H to a non-binary mannequin. I've never seen LeBron James airball uncontested layups in practice. The WNBA is magical. The mainstream media tries to convince us that the WNBA actually matters. They shape this narrative that Americans actually care about where their trash is deposited and who is responsible for processing their garbage. Me personally, I appreciate my trash engineer. I'm glad that she shows up on Monday and Thursday to collect my garbage, but that doesn't mean I know her name. It doesn't mean I care about her pronouns. It doesn't mean I want to watch her on TV or find out which cucumber size she prefers. It's not just the mainstream media, though, who likes to pretend that we care about the WNBA. There is a man in the White House who loves to give sweet virtue signals to the dump divers. In the true form of a politician, he puts on a good front, making the dump divers believe that they actually matter. In the past, our President John Biden, he has been complimentary of the WNBA. Now, he doesn't talk about them too much. I mean, he is the president. Johnny B. Biden has a busy schedule full of important tasks, like covering up the hundreds of felonies committed by his son, Huntington Biden, or working tirelessly to come up with a vaccine that treats patients diagnosed with the terminal disease of OMB, Orange Man Bad, falling off bicycles. Matter of fact, Johnny B. Biden, he has something in common with some of the magical dump divers in the WNBA. He's a magician himself. The other day, he pulled off this amazing trick where he managed to fall up the stairs. That takes talent. But even with his busy schedule, our president has found time in the past to compliment these elite athletes in the WNBA and make them feel important. Watch for yourself.
I'm glad to be able to say that Brittney's in good spirits. She's relieved to finally be heading home. Brittney is an incomparable athlete. Two-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. She endured mistreatment in a show trial in Russia with characteristic grit and incredible dignity. She represents the best about America, just across the board, everything about her.
WNBA champions, the Seattle Storm. What makes this team remarkable is they don't just win games, they change lives. These women are amazing athletes. They're the best in the world. We honor them by showing up for them.
KC, he doesn't care about the WNBA. He misidentified and misgendered Bob Griner. He called Bob Brittney. I know. This is a common misidentification. You see, Bob started her WNBA career at a time when only biological women were allowed in the league. In order to make it past gender-confirming biologists and become eligible for the draft, Bob had to choose to identify as Brittney. Now, you heard the president say in that clip, dump divers don't just win championships securing rights to the golden toilet, they are also responsible for changing people's lives. This is actually a factual statement. When the union representing trash collectors went on strike in New York City, thousands of lives were changed. The homeless, they had unlimited access to free food. During the summer of 2021, Joey B praised the WNBA for their activism off the court. They were praised for their ongoing fight to end mythical racism. They were honored for fighting through the adversity of mythical misogyny. Now, this happened during the middle of that controversy in Afghanistan. You know the controversy I'm talking about, when he hastily removed our military, donating billions of dollars in free weaponry to people who can properly utilize it. That was headline news throughout the mainstream media for weeks, maybe even months. Joe Biden was being criticized from all angles. But even during that time of great despair, one of the biggest, huge, embarrassing failures in recent history, even during that difficult period, our fearless leader managed to find the time to honor WNBA dump divers. Who can forget all the time he put in to be fleeced by Vlad the Pooter? You guys remember that? Our leader got caught up in the Christmas spirit. He gifted a criminal mastermind back to the Russians, a global arms dealer who was busted supplying weapons that were being used against our military. He flew him on a private jet back to Russia, while also giving Americans the gift that keeps on giving. In exchange for a brilliant criminal, Vlad returned our object of worship, the woman who puts the G in LGBT, Bobby G herself, Bob Griner. Now, there's a reason that I am mentioning all this. In the past, the Biden administration, they have went out of their way to recognize the WNBA. They put on this amazing front that the WNBA actually matters to them and that it should matter to us too. But like I said in the beginning, the truth always comes to the light. Let me ask you something. If the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl and Joe Biden said they were the first team to bring a championship back to Boston, how long would it take for him to be corrected? Seconds? There would be a flurry of responses on social media. Conservative media outlets, they would have articles written and published within the hour. Tuesday night, the Las Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup Finals. It was a bittersweet victory. The Knights won their first title, but hardly anyone was watching. You know that old saying of a tree falls in a forest, but no one is around? Does it make a sound? Same notion applies here. If an NHL team wins the Stanley Cup, but casual fans were too pissed off with the overbearing Pride Night celebrations to watch it, does the title really count? Before his afternoon nap yesterday, Joe Biden spared a few minutes of rest to congratulate the Golden Knights. Check it out for yourself. This is a nice congratulatory tweet, right? In a rare instance of factuality, Joe Biden managed to say something that was 100% based in fact. I seriously doubt he wrote it himself, but it's the thought that counts. Do you notice anything wrong with this tweet? Do you notice any omissions? Yeah, I didn't either. Joey B congratulated the Knights. He praised them for being the first major professional franchise to bring a championship back to Las Vegas. Seems pretty accurate to me. The problem is, Joe forgot about his bearded beauties in the WNBA. The same women he supposedly cares about. The same women he claims are tremendous athletes. An employee by the name of Aja Wilson brought this to the attention of our fearless leader. KC, who in the hell is Al Wilson? Isn't that bearded dude from Home Improvement? No, I think his name was Richard Karn. He just played a character named Al, but that's okay. That's okay. Aja Wilson plays a character too. She plays the role of a pretend basketball player. AJ wanted our president to know that he had forgotten about his bearded beauties. Check it out for yourself. Apparently, AJ isn't too familiar with how to use Twitter. She claims she was unable to quote tweet Joey B, but I had no problem doing so myself. But she points out the fact that the Knights were not the first team in Vegas to win a championship. And look, Aja Wilson is right. The Stanley Cup is not the first title to be brought back to Las Vegas. I'm sure there have been AAU teams from Vegas that won titles. I'm sure high school basketball teams in Vegas have brought home the state championship. Back in the 50s and 60s, the Mafia, they were able to secure the title rights for multiple casinos in Las Vegas. And who could forget the title of all titles, the most prestigious title in all of pretend sports? The title the Las Vegas Dump was able to win last year. Most outstanding dump in America. Last fall, The Las Vegas masculine faces. They won the rights to the Golden Throne. They won the WNBA championship. That was 8 months ago. A'ja Wilson is calling out Joe Biden for not only failing to recognize their championship, but also failing to invite them to the White House. Wait a minute. I didn't think WNBA teams were comfortable in the White House. When the Orange Man was occupying the building, Orange Man bad! Dump divers, they outright refused to visit. They claimed the White House represented mythical racism. But now that Joe Biden is utilizing the facilities, all of a sudden, WNBA players, they want to be invited? That doesn't make sense. Last I checked, Joe Biden was the white man. Donald Trump, he actually has something in common with WNBA participants. He belongs to a marginalized group. I mean, seriously, how many orange people live in America? I only know of one. Let me ask you this. If Joe Biden was so dedicated to the WNBA, if he loves the WNBA so much, how come 8 months have passed without him inviting them to the White House? The thing is, A'ja Wilson actually overlooked something in Joe Biden's tweet. His tweet was not inaccurate. Matter of fact, it was 100% factual. He said the Golden Knights were the first major professional franchise to bring a championship to Las Vegas. Let me explain what he means by major professional franchise. Teams in the NFL, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, the XFL, USFL, professional bowling, professional cornhole, miniature golf, disc golf, beer pong, tag team wrestling. All of those are major sports. The hard truth is, no one considers the WNBA to be a professional sport. Just because you're paid to participate in pretend basketball, that does not mean you're a professional athlete. If you pay a 13-year-old kid to cut your grass during the summer, does that make him a professional landscaper? No! Just because WNBA players are paid minimum wage to participate in something that doesn't come close to resembling professional basketball, that does not mean they are professional athletes. This might be the first time I have come to the defense of Joe Biden. This might be the first time he said something right. I mean, leave it to the WNBA to make Joe Biden look competent. Give me your thoughts. Joe Biden humiliates the WNBA by completely forgetting about them. Don't feel bad, Mr. President. The rest of us, we can't forget about the WNBA because we refuse to acknowledge their existence. Do you consider the Stanley Cup to be the first professional championship brought back to the city of Las Vegas? Or does the WNBA championship, does that count? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.